let people join, and that's it. So we are live. Let me just post things. Excellent.
Myslíte to, no? Aby se tam nepozvali lidi další a na to víš. To pak zazdílím ještě.
Okay, so I'm going to take you off screen for a second, and then I'll introduce you. I'll let people join the live video on Facebook, and we'll be back in about 30 seconds.
Jo, on to bude tady, víš. A ten link.
Ja, dobrý, to neřeš teď. Dobrý.
All right, we're almost there, friends. I'm so sorry for the delay. Some technical issues. Very annoying. I'm sorry to start so late. Just to give you a little bit of background what just happened here. I'm using a website and a service called ep02 to go live and do these live interviews with different nomads from around the world. It's the second time that I'm using ep02. I'm actually paying for the service, but it's also the second time that it failed me. So I'm unlikely to use ep02 again, and this is my recommendation to not trust this service. On the other end, I'm using just the website I quickly Googled. It's called StreamYard. Does the same, share live videos, allow you to conduct interviews live on Facebook. Super easy to start and get going. So with that disclaimer and free advertisement, we will start. So welcome to DN Talks. This is my show where I host aspiring and inspiring people I meet along the road, digital nomads, entrepreneurs, self-starters, self-doers, different stories that I tackle and I meet as I travel the world. Myself, Nimordin Kuchel, I'm a digital nomad. I've been traveling the world for about 5 years now. I set myself this crazy mission to visit 196 countries of the world. I'm not sure why, but this is what I'm set to do. And I'm doing so, of course, while maintaining a full-time job and doing different businesses. And of course, the thing I'm most proud of is this DN Talks show, which is a result of my Facebook group, Digital Nomad Israel, a 3,500 people group in a community that works together to help each other, to really inspire each other to go explore the world, say yes more often, and set on this amazing lifestyle called digital nomad. And with that, let's kick off things. And I'm going to invite Jan and Lenka. Jan and Lenka are a couple I accidentally, you can say, stumbled upon while I was in Prague last November. I was just walking around the market with a friend of mine, where we stopped at this booth selling jewelry, a very simple pieces of jewelry that are made out of sand, not made, but there's sand embedded in them, and each piece basically contains sand from a different beach from around the world, places they have visited, collected sand, and then turn it into jewelry. Not only fell in love with the idea of the jewelry, but I fell in love with the idea of supporting their travel and how they took this story of travel and enjoying the beautiful beaches around the world into a sustainable business, and that allowed them to not only stay in the travels, but really enjoy life on the road as they earn their income. So Jan and Lenka, welcome. Thank you very, very much for joining me. I know it's quite late on your side of the world.
Thank you for the invitation. Like, we are happy that we could join, and we manage the time differences because we are currently in Thailand and you are in San Francisco or in America, and people are watching from Israel or Czech Republic, which is like truly digital nomad stuff. So we really like it. And it's our first live interview with the internet connection, which is also very nice.
Amazing. Thank you. Yeah, and I'm glad to be the first to bring you to daylight and give you this exposure. I think it's well deserved, and your story is amazing. And to be honest, unlike other interviews that I have done here before, we didn't have time to talk before. We exchanged a few messages, but were like more technical on when and how. But we didn't even do a quick intro. I don't know much about you, so if you can tell me, the first thing is really, where you're from, if you want to share how old are you, and how long you've been like traveling the world now.
Well, we are from Czech Republic, from a city which is called Olomouc. It's the place which is 2 hours by train from Prague, and we've met each other there with the university studies 10 years ago. I'm 30 and Jan is 32.
Yes, I was studying French over there, and Lenka was studying theater.
I studied theater, yeah. And we've met there when we were bartending as a part-time job. And since the very beginning of our relationship, we like to travel. And we spent almost all of the savings for traveling with the, like a Ryanair age. We could buy a cheap ticket anywhere in the world. And we traveled from the very beginning. Our first trip was in Luxembourg, I guess.
Yeah, probably, but it was by car.
It was by car. We did it at the time. Yeah,
it counts, but Luxembourg doesn't have a beach.
No. Like, first beach was then Lithuania, probably, because we go there almost every summer, because Jan's mother, she is from Lithuania, but she lives in Czech Republic for 30 years. But since we've traveled, like, we like the traveling, and we traveled a lot. We were like, even if we traveled so much, we never had an idea that we will found a way how to be self-confident and sustainable with the money from the traveling, which is now like a part-time job. Let's say that we need to travel to do our job right now, which is like
the best part.
And that was the biggest achievement so far, that we reached this point, because it was, well, for the long-term traveling, we decided 3 years ago, we decided to travel more, in the meaning of longer, because we traveled for 3 weeks, like, you take a 3 weeks holiday, you go somewhere, you travel as much as possible, you don't want to miss a single thing, so you are rushing, you're running everywhere, you want to see like as much as possible. And when you arrive back home, you feel like even more exhausted after a holiday, so you need to take a few more days to recover. And we wanted to travel more, for example, to experience the feeling that you like some place so much that you just decide to stay like 1 week, 2 weeks, and you don't care about the time. So we started to prepare ourselves to travel longer, which started with the decision that we will leave the flat, that we will leave all the things, we will leave jobs. I kept part-time job, Jan left totally, and we started to save money, of course. And the plan was to be 1 year on a road. We didn't have the correct plan. We knew that we would start in South America. We wanted to be in New Zealand after 6 months. And that was the only 2 things what we know in the beginning. So that was a one-way ticket to Bolivia. And from there we started to explore, and we enjoyed a lot. Everything was on the way. And so far we can also evaluate it like it was easy and it was fun.
And the idea about the jewelry came in 2015.
Yeah, the idea about the jewelry, like if we will slowly like connect the theme with this, when we were traveling, we started in August 2016, and the idea was already made. It was because we got an idea 1 year before, which means with this travel, with 1 year long around the world travel, we already had an idea. We were collecting scent on purpose, and we were taking pictures on purpose.
I'm going to stop you. You here because a couple of stand, the business is, I want to dedicate a big portion of our talk today about it.
Okay.
So I'm going to just pause you here on this, and we're definitely going to go back to it. Just wanted to say, first of all, it's quite amazing that typically I talk to people who has a job that allow them to travel, and traveling is like just a bonus of what they do and the lifestyle. But in your case, what I really like is that you actually have to travel, right? You must travel if you want to sustain your business. So you gotta collect this scent. If you really collect it, I'm not sure how you're getting it yet, but we'll go there. But yeah, you really have to travel in order to run your business. So that's incredible by itself. I love this idea. I wonder what you're gonna turn into once you stop traveling. So as you mentioned, both of you from the Czech Republic, and the first one of your first overseas trip was Bolivia, which made me jealous because I'm yet to be in Bolivia, surprisingly. But I want to take you now. Now I want to touch the business. And so you travel. You mentioned that you understand that you want to travel more and you want to find a way to finance it. But before we touch it, I will say, what is Couple of 10? And I'm going to share your website now, just so people can see what it looks like. But if you can tell me if you need to pitch your business in 20-30 seconds, how do you describe it? What do you tell people to do?
So basically, we travel around the world, collect scent, and create jewelry out of scent what we collected. So,
well, the main purpose is to capture the fairy tale moments of your holiday. Of course, it's nice if some people will buy our piece with the scent from the place, what they like or what they want to go. It's nice, but if you will buy the piece, for example, a ring or earrings with the scent from beach where you spend your holiday, that's incredibly amazing souvenir, right? So we like the two things, we could say that they are two customers. First, they are buying place where they have been, which is amazing, and second, they are buying the place where they would like to go. Same amazing. So we really like that it's a connection of spreading the good vibe. It's spreading the vibe of the traveling. And if you take a look in the gray, boring day in Switzerland, wintertime, you take a look at your fingers and you just see the scent from your holidays, it will brighten your day a bit, which we like.
Option that people can bring their own scent from their own holidays,
which is even more personalized. If they bring their scent, what they've collected by themselves, it's amazing. We do this, we offer it for worldwide, people can send the scent from anywhere in the world, and we will create their custom piece.
Oh, really? Wow, that's amazing. So I'm sharing your website now on screen, and the photos is beautiful, and the pieces of jewelry are amazing. And as you talk and give it the pitch, and it adds, story definitely adds so much value to this product. I mean, as a piece of jewelry, it's fairly simple. It's sand and it's a little bit of silver or other metals. And then you top the story, the romantic story of traveling together, and of course, couple of sand. It makes it so engaging, and it makes you wanna have it. A piece of this plate. And it's really an amazing need and right thing.
I will just add some about the simplicity. It's a philosophy of both of us. We like things simple. So the main role of the jeweler is the scent. So yes. We don't want any shapes. I wanted to do a heart shape earrings, and we had some fight about it because we want to keep it really, really simple. And we don't want to use any shapes which were attracted your attention from the scent. So our main shape is circle, and the only thing what should be blinky and shiny is the scent itself.
Simplicity is also key for any nomad, so we can touch this as well. But just a little bit more about your the business. So let's go back to, so now that I understand why you do and why you do, tell me really the story, how you started Couple of Sand. Did you first collect the sand as memorable, just something to have from a place, and then decided, okay, what we're gonna do with it, or how did it really happen?
So I remember when I was young, my parents were always collecting the sand for decoration purpose, and since we get together, we went to our first travels, we also collected the sand, not for the purpose of making jewelry in that time.
Just a memory, but plenty of people do so, it's not anything original that people take scent or shells from the beach, and that's true that in Jan's parents' house, it's like a lot of sea things, like big jars and amazing sea vases full of shells. And there's like in his room are small carafes, beautiful shape, and in every is a different scent, like scent, red scent. And coincidentally, like when we were traveling by ourselves, we wanted to follow. It wasn't like planned that we will do like, oh, we will do the same like your home, but we did it. And just a bit of it. And after like maybe 6 years, it was in 2015, which means we were together 7 years. And I was traveling in Panama alone with my friend Teresa, and because Jan has a new job and he had to be in the training period, which means he couldn't take a holiday. So I was traveling, I was collecting this scent for this purpose because we were decorating our home with the scent too. And because I was working with a similar jewelry technique, I've got an idea that I will put inside the scent of what I'm currently collecting. We are sorry about the motorbikes because they are just driving all the scooters from Thailand behind our back, so sometimes you hear the engines.
Don't worry, you will hear the train when it passes through my spot here.
Okay, so we are like
in a train station.
Yeah, but the idea was like I will use the scent what I'm collecting inside of the jewelry because I knew the technique how to use with it, and I will give them to my friends instead of souvenirs, like something. So I did it when I came back with the scent, and I've got an idea in the place which is called Isla Coiba, which is in the Pacific Ocean, and the island is from it's like Panamanian territory. And with this scent, I used this scent for this very first jewelry, which was earrings. I gave them to my friends, and they were like super, like they told just the superlatives about it, and they were like supporting us, like, hey, you should do more. They are amazing. I wear them every day. People are like giving me a compliment all the time.
So we started.
And that was the idea. So I did like more things in the meaning, like we tried to do them both because Jan is way better in this small, decent work, which is very required. Let's say that I'm not the patient and the clear person. So these pieces we already started to do together, but it was just a hobby. And this idea came, like I said, 2015 in August, and next August we started this 1 year around the world trip, and we took the jewelry with us because we already knew that it should be something new and it should be something successful. So we will try.
And we knew that we had to make photos.
Yes, and that was also like we knew that it's an opportunity. That if we would like to use this scent jewelry business, there is no better opportunity to collect material and took a portfolio, like took a pictures for a portfolio than this. So we didn't even know that it will be like a successful business and it will be our job. But we knew that we would like to invest some time to it because it can be the job. So during this 1 year, we actually did some selling. We tried 3 times. First selling thing was that I was walking on the beach with the carton filled with the jewelry, and I was offering like direct selling. Maybe it's a crime, I'm not really sure, but it was in Mexico. And I was trying to sell it just to see the reactions of the people, because we saw the reactions of our friends, but we never saw reactions of the people which are strangers.
Yeah, the people that don't care about you. What do they think about it?
Yeah, it was successful. Yeah, but it was successful. Like people were actually like buying. We sold, right? Like we sold. Like we did this 3 times on the beach. 2 times it was really successful, and we didn't tell that in our backpack. During this travel, we had also the materials for the actual like making the jewelry, and because we tried this 2 times in Mexico with the jewelry which was from outside of the world, so that was Sri Lanka or Thailand beaches or Thailand scent. So we tried it and people bought it, but I was still thinking that we should try the scent from that place. You know, like how will be the reaction if you will come to the person which is lying on the beach and you will offer him earrings or whatever with the scent which is there, which is like under his feet.
So we tried with the scent from Isla Mujeres in Mexico,
and
it didn't work. They were not interested at
We
all.
sold more Thailand than Mexico.
Yeah, they were interested in Thailand than in Mexico.
Which was like, it was also a bit like few influences together. Like first of all, it was like Isla Mujeres, like American island. Like you will find a lot of Americans. It's close to Cancun, so there were a lot of Americans, like gringos, like they said. Second was it was super close to Christmas. It was like 3 days before Christmas. So I think like people who already did this like a Christmas getaway to Mexico were bored out of all like shopping or something. So they felt like maybe they just didn't have the time or mood for shopping. But it was not so successful how I was expecting. So and it was also how we were expecting. And yeah, but it was also complicated to make it. To create the pieces in the Airbnb apartment, right? It was like, it was a funny experience, but we did it. And after this like beach selling, we tried once more in New Zealand.
In one market, and it went really well.
And that was the first experience with the markets because we booked a table. And it's important to say that we in Wellington we have a very close friend, Jan. And he helped us a lot because we stayed in his apartment and we had the time to prepare it, and we found some things to decorate the table, and we booked a table in the market, which is held in the garages in the weekend in Wellington. And we went there with the collection from New Zealand, which was very important because it was already made with the scent from that country and from the rest of the world. And that was a success, which we consider it as a successful mission.
We could saw that it works somehow, even if we were not prepared well. It worked.
Yes,
we were not in our conditions. We didn't have our table decorations.
Like if we will like now, if you look behind, it was punk. Like definitely, in compare with our experiences right now, when we work in the markets like on the weekly basis. It was punk, but it was the important thing. Important thing came out of it. Like we saw that it's working, that people are reacting really well. That they like the idea, they like the traveling behind, they liked our story. And that was the important thing what we needed to know, and it supported us to think about it even more as a job for the future.
Tell me, like at no point either like. Neither of you said like, no, this is like a crazy idea. No one going to buy jewelry with some sand. I mean, it's didn't cross your mind. Did you have this like conversation between the two of you, or like, you know, I'm sure that like maybe like some of your friends like said like, no, it's like this is like you
like
went to the world and sell sand that I can collect from, just pick up from the ground. Like, and I'm telling you, like it doesn't sound like a business to me. So
yeah, of course, it's crazy. It's crazy enough, and also like we have some, let's say, strange reaction from the friends, but they were not. Any of the reaction was like, "This will not work."
It's like you can try and you will see. It's like.
And the important thing is like we never demanded on it. Like we were never dependent to this like an income. You know, like when we started, it was just fun, and we wanted to try. We had money, so it wasn't like we were not in the rented apartment out of money and thinking like we need to have some loan. Like so.
Also, very important thing is that we did not have to invest any money.
We didn't invest. Right now. We invested like zero. Like of course, like the materials and everything, but we are kind of like self-sufficient in the meaning like we do everything by ourselves. Like even the website, we saw advertising and something we are relying on our like skills. And even for a start, we didn't invest much. So we were not in the, like when we started to do it as a full-time job, we already knew it will work well. Yeah. So that's the thing. Like we never came to our parents and we didn't tell them like, hey, we are out of money and we are starting this business and we will see what's happening. We still kept like part-time job. At least I kept it when we came back. And we knew after this New Zealand market experience that it should work. We tried in Prague after 2 months, and we went to Canary Islands because also like the thing what we want to do apart from selling in person, we want to be like retailers. Like we want to find retailers who will sell for us. So we did this first trip to Canary Islands after 2 months. We were back from the travels, and we saw that it's working. And from that moment, when we came back and we knew that we have some retailers and the markets are working, we said, okay, so this is it.
Brilliant. Yeah, and it's also like so nice that really you have a business that to kick it off, you don't have much, and while typically that's like saved for services that are provided online. You know, if you want to start an SEO business or even like an Amazon or a drop shipping or an eBay store, if you want to do an online course, that takes you literally zero money. But you found really also like a small niche that technically costs you nothing to kick it off. You don't need to invest $50,000 in machinery or designers or anything like that. So did you take like your own talent into this? So you mentioned something like doing some jewelry before, but I'm not sure I got it right. So like, are you familiar with jewelry, or it was like a first time for you when you?
Not at all. Of course, like in the ideal world, we will be silversmiths and we will create our designs. This is not happening. Like the experience with the jewelry before was like totally do-it-yourself project when you were bored in the winter evenings and you wanted to do self-made Christmas presents. And 50% of them were not used. You couldn't use because they were wrong, and the other 50% you used. So it's not like we were doing like something professional. Never. Jan worked in with the French language, and I worked in the theater. So it was like totally different things.
And now, do you make these yourself, or now you already have an operation and they're like?
No, we do them ourselves.
No, we have a flat and we do everything in one room.
Yeah, we have like atelier. Sorry, I will just. Excuse me, can you turn on the light? We just asked them to turn the light again. We will
turn it off after.
We have atelier, which means all the making it, like the process, is made by Jan. So he's like, if we should like name the positions, he's like a art director in chief of making it. But we do them ourselves. Of course, we are not, like I said, we are not working with metal. So if the jewelry is made with metal, that means that we need to buy it, which is like how we will say, like semi-prepared, which means like the bezel itself is prepared. But then we put the scent and we finish the piece by ourselves. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So Jan, I understand you're actually the talented one. So Lenka, you're more of the marketing, but Jan, you're the one actually.
I'm the worker. I use my hands and.
No way. But we sell together. That's something what I really, really cherish about ourselves. That for the selling, you saw us. You know, like it's very important for me that you invited us and you saw us in person, and you saw how we talk to people. Like how does the selling itself looks like? Like we are. I would say that we are like friendly people. We greet everyone. We are happy to share the story. We don't insist anyone to buy something. We just want to tell them and that we do something like this.
Yeah, we always need to explain them what is inside, because they cannot recognize.
Yeah, of course. It's like sometimes they go and they just see that it's something and they think it's stone. So you need to tell the story. You need to like talk to the people and tell them, hey, this is sand. That's all. And it's funny that we are looking at both sides.
Yeah,
because actually we're serving more clients.
You were both like talking to clients, and it's really, as you said, and I could sense it. And this is why I think I don't know. You probably don't remember because you meet hundreds of people a day, but I spoke with you. We spoke for like a couple of minutes over there. I asked you about what you do and where you go next, and you shared with me some of your travel plans. But I really fell in love with the simplicity of the business, and also as I understood that you are the couple of sand, and like the dynamic between you as a couple, and we'll talk about it as well. But it was just beautiful, and it's really this piece of jewelry that, you know, if you pass by a window where you have diamonds, you don't need to stop and look and ask yourself, what is it? But when you see your art, you need to like get close and like, what is it? It's like, is it really sand? And it's unique, and people stop and ask even if they don't buy. But I do remember seeing a lot of people interested in buying your product. And even my friend that was with me, we bought a piece, and we actually we kept walking around beautiful Prague, and we entered another jewelry shop and we saw your product there. So then it's like it's more than just like a booth in the market, but it's really it's a business. So,
but it's also like you said, like we talk to you a few minutes or something. That's also very nice. Would be like, you know, to share the passion for traveling, because people who stop at the, like, we really like Prague. First of the reason there's a lot of tourists and a lot of travelers, and they also like more lightning. And they also, like, if we meet someone and he's like 70% are from abroad, like they're international clients, and they like to travel themselves, you know, they travel in Prague and they come, they see someone who's traveling too, and we don't even need to buy something, but we want to exchange some experiences, you know, like where you like it, and they see the
where
table.
Where are the best beaches?
Yeah, like they saw the table, they see the table, and there is, right now we have 250 kind of sand from 38 countries, and you have common language, you know, because they said, hey, I've been here, I really like it, have you been to that beach? And we have a common theme that we are talking about Thailand, and for nothing, you know, like just to have a nice conversation about Thailand. We recommend something, they recommend something. It's also very good to like Jan said, very good to collect the tips for the beaches, because they will tell you, like, I've been there and that's amazing, you haven't been there, why you haven't why you haven't sent from there, I will send you some. That's often right.
Yeah.
So it's like we like selling there. Like, of course, sometimes it's not easy because you are like we normally don't do more than 6 days per month on the market.
Yeah.
So of course, like sometimes if it's the 6th day of a month, you can be cold or it's long, but 90% I'm enjoying the time there. Right.
Yeah, and I think that's the important part. I mean, a lot of it's beautiful that you enjoy it. I mean, we talk a lot of people talk about the 4 hours week, the famous book on Tim Ferriss that brought like the idea of digital nomad and remote work, and it seems like you really pinpoint this like amazing niche that allows you to not work too much. And I really want to touch like when it comes to work, how much work do you put into this? Do you really collect the sand from the beach?
Yes.
Right now we have already like 3 kinds from Kolanta, Phuket.
We do.
We collected
like
some other
the
new
portfolio
places.
of 250 places. Right now we have like 250, maybe 6, because we are collecting even here. But we do it by ourselves. But from these 250, maybe like 20 will be from the clients, because they now actually it's happening that people are bringing their own scent, and it's not always from places where we've been, which means like, yes, 220 places are from ourselves, and also what is on the table, like you saw it on the market, we are trying to sell like directly, like on the place, only the scents from our, like from only the places what we've visited. Because if you want to tell the people that it's like you travel and you create the picture, the jewelry, you don't want to tell them like, okay, so here we've been, but this was the place where Mr. Smith was, and this is the place where Jan's mother was. You know, like
we always also provide the picture of the place where the scent comes from with packaging. Every product. So if we don't have a picture from that place, it's like different.
Yeah, but so we are trying to use like mainly the scents from our collection, means like what we visited in person, which are still like 95%, even more. But the collection of the scent is growing, which means like we have scents from different people, but you keep them mostly for, sometimes someone is asking like, hey, I want this beach because I was engaged there or something. Then we can tell them, yes, we have, because some other people, because when people send us the scent, they don't want it back mostly. It's important that we don't support them to take much, because even us, like personally, we are trying to keep like follow all the rules. And when we take scent, we take like 50 milliliters. Like even, okay, if it's like, if we go by car, maybe 100 milliliters, but not much. First of all, we want to follow the rules, which are like not taking scent from natural or whatever.
And we don't want to have at home like 200 kilos of scent.
And even now we have like a lot of scent. So of course we don't want to have like a %. So yeah, this is also like the reason why we take a bit from more places. And of course, it's happening right now that some of the scent we are like short of, which means like it will be soon sold out. But it's life, you know. Like we don't want to keep it like.
There will be another one.
Will be another one, or it will be gone, and there will be like more interesting. Or we said like last week that we will be out of Australia, so we need to go again because we really like it. So it is like.
Like of yourself, so you have online channel, you sell by yourself in markets, and you have retailers that hold your merchandise. Yeah. What's the percentage when it comes to sales? Where do you make most of the sales?
80% is market.
Yeah,
80% is the market.
It's like impression of people in life, which means the people see the product, they see us, and they want to buy it.
Yeah, but the important is to say that we launched the e-shop like
we started months ago.
3 months ago.
It's not like long time. We wanted to try long time, but because like I said, like we do a lot of things by ourselves, so we were finding the best way how to offer like 250 kind of scent. So it was also the question.
Yeah, and with the e-shop is also like we do not put any money in the commerce.
Yeah.
So everything is only on the spoken word.
But if you will click the shop right now, it will be empty because we close it. That was also like it's, you know, like first of all, like if you want to describe our like work, I would say that we want to keep it small right now, because for example now we are traveling 2.5 months, and what we did, we closed the shop. We just close it. We put the message like we are traveling and we are off. We know that maybe some of the money are running out, but on the other hand, we want to travel. That was the reason why we did it. Like this whole project is the combination between work and travel. So we decided to close it because we don't want to put this like job to our friends or parents or explain everyone. We want to do it by ourselves. But we also want to travel, so we decided to close it. We have just few retailers who have like a lot of things online, a lot of things on stores, and the shop closed, and it will be reopened in March.
Perfect. This is amazing. Also that you can like dial back and take the time to enjoy, and you're not pursuing like every dollar and every sale, and you really like to be in front and in the market. I love it. And to our viewers and listeners, definitely go check out coupleofscent.com. I mean, the website is now on video. You can see it. It's also see it for how simple it is and how fast you can start a business. And you know, the website is simple, but just the photos are beautiful, and it makes you want to engage and explore more. And then of course the shop is closed. But, sorry.
We will also recommend you the Instagram. We consider like our main channel, because Instagram right now, you know, like we kind of like insist on the good quality pictures. We like to take them, and that's something we are like really proud of, that the Instagram is like showing the atmosphere of the places where we collected the sand and also the jewelry. So it's like a combination, and the visual thing about the couple of scent is like super important. We would say like it's 50% of our success.
Yes.
Nice. So yeah, I'm looking at your Instagram, and it is beautiful. I mean, of course, it's like sand and beautiful beach, and what's not to like? It just want to make me. I'm sitting like in a co-working space, and just want to go travel something warm with some sand and sun. So also again, go check their Instagram, Couple of Sand. Hit that follow button. 52 countries I see, and if you're already on Instagram, you can also, of course, check out my Instagram, Where is Dean? Follow, like, comment. Never a bad idea to do so. It's actually a great time to just jump for a second into Instagram and click that follow button and grow our profiles. So that's I think is for the business. Like you know what? Maybe the last question is. And that also will take us more to the minimalism and living a very simple life. What do you carry with you, like when it comes to creating this jewelry? How much sand do you carry with you? How many pieces of jewelry do you have? Like in the 100? It takes space, no?
Like no, with us now.
For example, right now we have like we travel with like
We have like 45 pieces of jewelry, which we will change on every beach. And
I wanted to tell that we are traveling lightweight. So we decided when we went to travel, we decided to travel below 10 kilos.
yes.
So we are like traveling for 2 months and a half, but we have like below 10 kilos, both of us. So we don't have much, and we don't have a lot of space for sand. So we are keeping it simple. Like Jan said, we had like 45 pieces right now between the styles like earrings, bracelets, cufflinks, and rings.
To take the portfolio.
To take the pictures for the portfolio, for airshop, and for everything what we use on the Instagram. So this we have with us, and when we take sand, we basically take like 3 shots of spirit, like this amount, and we keep it with the numbers or with the letters. Where is it from? And this is also amount what we are supporting people to bring. If they are asking like, hey, I want to bring some sand from my holiday and I want you to make a piece, we tell them like 2 shots, it's enough. We don't need more. Like, of course, we keep the rest. We have it in our like collection, but we don't need more.
Yeah, usually when they are sending the sand, we say 1 spoon is enough for 10 pieces.
Yeah, for earrings or for whatever.
So you really travel with just 10 kilos together or each?
No,
Each.
I have like 7, and Lenka,
I have a bit more.
You have the PC, so
Yeah, we have like also important thing is like if you know how much the equipment weighs. So it's like a MacBook camera, all the chargers and everything. So I will say that even like 30% of it's electronics.
Yeah, I have like 2 shorts and 3 t-shirts.
Just few things, but in Asia, like Southeast Asia, in winter, what do you need? Like
you don't need
nothing.
winter clothes.
Like
so
we'll wear 3 trousers all together. Like now we fly to Indonesia tomorrow, and we go to the Krater Ijen and Mount Bromo. So we will need like long trousers and shoes. But we anyway have them because we were flying from Berlin, so it was cold.
Yeah.
But we were we left like big jackets and everything in our friend's apartment. So we have just like sneakers and long trousers and the foldable down leather, the jacket, but it's enough.
That's definitely inspiring, even for me. Like I travel again for like 5 years now. I've been in different weathers, like, although I'm trying to stick to like spring and summer. I think I have 15 kilograms, at least 15 kilograms, which are about 30 pounds of gear, right? So I don't know how you do it. I mean, I do have a big camera and a laptop, but yeah, 10 kilos. Okay, that's my challenge now. You challenge me to the 10 kilos challenge. I'm announcing the 10 kilos challenge.
And you save a lot for tickets because you don't need the check-in, like checked baggage. That was also the reason why we chose it.
Yeah, the carry-on is
important.
And there is no other way. I mean, I don't talk to people who have suitcases. Like, if you need to check in your luggage, you're not my friend. Like, this is not the way to travel. To carry your closet with you, I never understood it. One time, an airline asked me to check in my luggage, my carry-on, and I said, like, I'd rather stay on the ground. And I literally refused to check in. And finally, they gave up and allowed me to take it with me. But yeah, it's what I like about my carry-on is that if I lose it, I don't even going to replace it. I'm just gonna, okay, never mind. Like, it's gone. I'm just gonna carry it in my backpack, 1 t-shirt, 1 jeans. That enough. But
also in Asia, it's important to know that you can buy everything, like based on clothes, like everything. So even if you will worn out your trousers, like you buy a new one.
Yeah.
Also. And this idea for like lightweight traveling came out of experience from our travels.
Yeah, because when we were traveling for the whole year, we had like 20 kilos I and Lenka also 20 kilos, and it was like too 18, much.
20. And we realized that we didn't even need it like half of it, like especially the clothes, you know. And if the clothes are like €5, if in Thailand it's like for dresses are €5, you can wear them 1 week and just throw them away and buy the new one. You know, like
give them away.
I had like
give them away.
Give them away. Don't need them. You know.
Yeah,
we always give them. Like if we want to get rid of something, we give it to the beggars normally.
Yeah, and it's also like a misconception that people like feel like they need to take everything with them from home because like, what if this shirt is getting dirty? Like, what I'm gonna do? And like. You can find anything I can find in San Francisco or in New York or in London. I can find in Thailand. Where are you now? In Koh Lanta or
we are in Koh Lanta, yes.
Koh Lanta.
So you can
And
buy
here
iPhones and T-shirts and laptops if you need. There's everything.
And
anywhere.
1 kilo of laundry is less than €1.
Yes.
So even if we will put all of our equipment to the laundry, it will be like €6.
Do you still have an apartment in Czech Republic, like a place you go back to?
Yes.
And okay, so you have this place, you have the 10 kilos with you, and for how long you travel at the time? Like right now, how long you gonna be on the road?
3 months.
2 months and a
Almost.
half. So 2 months and a half. But when we were traveling for 1 year, we left the old apartment and we had all the things in our parents' places. Right now, because we travel only for 2 months and a half, we decided to keep it, of course, because there's, you just lock the door and we will come back again. And it's not easy right now because if something changed, so the atelier changed. So we have atelier back home. There is all the equipment for the business right now. So it will be not that easy. Like it will be complicated to move with all the sand.
Yeah, and before it was not our apartment, but now it's our apartment. So
Yeah,
now
so
we pay only
we have our own place right now. We are the owners.
Okay,
That was also changing.
Always an
When
investment. I see.
we left, we were renting the place.
Perfect. Now let's talk about love. It seems like that love and relationship on the road and as a digital nomad is a challenge. Everybody is aware of a challenge. Nobody talks about it, to be honest. And I'm just wondering, how does it work for you to travel so much? Not only travel together all the time, your business is together. So I assume you spend just a lot of time together, which is fantastic, and it's very inspiring by its own. But really, how was traveling and relationship and mixing business into it? Although they always say don't mix pleasure and pleasure and business and family and business. So how does it work for you so far? And I don't want you to fight now. So
I would say it's the work is our hobby, so we like it both. It's pleasure to collect the sand at the beach. There is nothing bad.
We are working on a beach, we are having fun.
And we are together 10 years, so we know each other.
I would say that we knew each other and we knew what to expect from each other when we started to travel long term. When we traveled for 1 year, and we really liked the traveling, and outside of the stressful situation, we were kind of lucky. I was also lucky that the worst thing would happen to us was that I lost the passport by my fault, and someone gave it to us after 2 days in Colombia. So that was the worst thing would happen to us in the year-long travels. And I remember that if we had some not troubles, but fights, it was in Australia because we were camping for 3 months. And because we were camping in Hawaii, we were camping in New Zealand, and we were camping in Australia, which was complicated in the meaning that you wake up, you are on the budget, you have rented car, and your expenses in 1 day are $50 only to wake up in the car and in the tent. So we hadn't a lot of money for all amusement things skydiving, diving, and whatever, gliding. So it was a bit complicated to find what you will do in Australia on a budget after 3 months, which you are already in the tent. So I remember that it was
it can be a bit stressful.
That you can fight I'm grumpy because I don't want to sleep in the tent anymore, and I'm complaining that I have to. Yeah, but it was a small thing. But I remember that I was complaining. Sometimes I had a tension to look in the expensive restaurants or expensive resorts with eyes I would like to be there and not in the car.
I was always saying, we can go there, but we will be back home in 2 months,
and not
in 1 year.
In 1 year. So
it's
always
on us. It's you have to make the decision.
So it brought me on the. But I still dream about Azulik, which is our dream resort in Mexico.
One day.
But it's not so far, right? I hope. No, but it's so it was maybe if there was something, it was about the budget budget thing. Like maybe if we will have like we will be out of budget or something, it will be easier. But even though it's maybe interesting for people to know that our budget was 100 euros per day for both of us, even with the tickets and everything, which is not small budget, because we've met people who made all this with the budget like 40 euros or 50 euros per day, which is like they have our huge admiration, like we don't know how they did it and how they survived. So we did 100 euros, which is like a lot of money. We were like, we had a good time.
Yes, 100 euros, it's like about 115 US dollars, or for the Israelis about 400 shekels. That's a good budget per day, especially if you're willing to do you stay in, what kind of accommodation you typically do? Like you rent Airbnbs, hostels, hotels, what do you do?
Well, in Latin America, we did the hotels, like hotels, like homestays.
We don't sleep in hostels, or we sleep basically in a private room.
Because the price for bunk bed normally is like double. The double price for it is like private room. So we like, so far I remember just like very few nights in the hostels.
Yeah.
But in Mexico, Latin America, it was easy to go like walk around the places and just find the accommodation on the place, or with the booking and everything. It's super easy like nowadays.
And
sorry.
And traveling as a couple, I mean, a lot of times people would say that traveling solo, you face different challenges. It gets you out of your comfort zone. You need to be more communicative with people, just talk to strangers. Do you feel that as a couple, you meet more people, or you meet less people? It's like more about you, just the two of you, or do you like make friends everywhere you go and you have like a large circle of friends? Like what type of travelers you are?
It really depends.
I would say we make friends. No, we make friends. Like
it depends the situation.
Yeah, we make friends, but we are also like kind of like let's say me myself especially. I can be like I can judge people in the meaning like we see Russians when we're like crazy Russians, we don't like them, or Chinese, like oh my god, again Chinese. So sometimes maybe we are a bit closed with this. But if we go some social something, we make friends all the time.
Yes, we are open-minded.
Yes,
like we speak with
everybody.
So
we are not close. We are not like lovers on kissing each other and closing ourselves against the world. Definitely not. And also we like to travel with someone. So it happened to us with the 1 year travel that we met our friends. They joined us. And we traveled together with Colombia. We met the An's parents. They came to us to visit us in Singapore. So we were meeting people also like this. So I would say that also when we are traveling together, like two couples for a month, it was definitely okay. Now we are also meeting friends in Bali. So yeah, I would say that we are open-minded. And we've met like a lot of interesting people.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. For example, we met somebody in Bolivia, and they invited us, or we explained ours that we are going to be in New Zealand, and they said, we are from Austria. If you will be around Melbourne, just write us, and you are more than welcome. We'll host you. So we were in Melbourne, and we spent in their place like 5 super cool, because Melbourne is a very expensive city. You cannot afford almost anything.
So they really helped us, and they treat us as a family. We are still in touch. They have a baby right now, baby Isabella. So I would say that even like a lifetime relationships we met on the road, but you know it from your position very well, I guess. Like you also met like inspiring people.
We cannot hear you.
I'm sorry. I was saying that I'm more of an extrovert. Thank you. I'm more of an extrovert, and I travel solo. I've been traveling solo all these years. Definitely, like, changed me and pushed me out of my comfort zone. And if at the beginning I would never like reach out to like a stranger on the street or in a bar or a restaurant, nowadays I'm much more open about it, and I will just be the first to start and strike conversation. And it affected my travel. But yes, like, I think for me, the biggest perk of world travel is not seeing another mountain or diving another ocean, but it's more about meeting another person and listening to another story, exactly like we're doing here. Like, you know, I was all in for your story, and I wanted to hear from you, like, what's your life looks like, because it's different from what I do. It's different. I think it's inspiring because the community that I'm running, the Digital Nomads Israel, and I see myself as an ambassador to the digital nomad lifestyle. A lot of people that want to take on this lifestyle, want to travel the world and want to maintain their career or at least make money while they. Everyone has these questions like, but what can I do? Like, or how can I take my business? And I see lawyers that are asking, yes, but I'm a lawyer. How can I do it? Or people, the first thing that people will tell me is like, but I'm not a software developer, so I cannot work remote. And through this travel, I meet so many stories, and I meet people that are coaches and sell jewelry as you are, and I meet accountants and CEOs and CFOs of companies and people that write content and translate or give lessons over Skype, if it's English classes or mathematics. And it's like your story is just one more amazing story, and it's even better that for me to see it as you do it together as a couple. And you're saying you've been together for 10 years, so it looks like not only Couple of Sand has helped you to sustain it, but it even enriched your relationship and your experience. Opened the door.
I would say like that it's a really strategical thing that we can travel together right now. Like even before it was nice, but right now if we like work together and we have a holiday together, it's something. But like so far we spent together on the road such a long time that some people will not reach it in a lifetime. Because if you will count all the holidays, it will be not enough. So I'm super grateful for this because it's something which is like a pleasure, of course, to be together and to work together. Of course, it's sometimes like it can be like stressful. We fight, of course, we fight. Like not only because of the hard shape of the earrings, but we fight, of course. Like sometimes it's stressful because like if we. Like I told you, like 80% of the income is the market. So sometimes it's like Friday night, you sell on Saturday 9 a.m. and you are still finishing some things, and it's my fault because I forgot to do something. And of course, it's a reason to fight, but you will fight even with your friends or with your colleague. So we need to push these things on the side and just like, but so far so good. So it's important that so far so good.
So far it works.
Maybe we will like, you never know, but in the bigger meaning, like you never know nothing. Like we don't know if we will be successful jewelry businessman in 5 years. We have no idea, but the only thing what we can do is enjoy. So we are enjoying right now. We are traveling. We don't save before future. We want to travel, so we do.
Yeah, we live now.
We live now, and we always do it like this.
I think that's like the most important thing said here, and if I need to take a message from here is really like you live now and you want to enjoy, you want to have fun, and it's so common for this generation, for the young generation, for our generation. We want to have fun, and this is why we came up with this lifestyle. We want to enjoy life while we still make money and sustain our life. Now, do you think that like Couple of Sand is going to be a business? Are you going to try to extend it, or are you doing other things? Like, is there any other businesses that you run, or that's it?
Well, we definitely rely on the Couple of Sand thing. Like right now, if you will ask me, I will tell you that this is our future. I'm not really sure if it will work or if not, but I truly believe it will. Because it has a potential. We invented us. The idea was like ours. We didn't like it was a lucky idea, and it's a very simple idea. But it was ours, and the lifestyle behind it, it's ours. And as you see, all the project is like us. I think that the very good thing about this, like how the couple, I think a very good thing is like how Couple of Sand, all the project looks like. It's us. It's two of us. We took the pictures, we created pieces, we collected the sand, we sell it by ourselves, and it's us. So that's the key of the success, I guess. Like we were also thinking like how to do it bigger, or first of all, maybe we don't want to have it bigger. Like imagine like we have like 5 employees, we have to
we can't close
because we will be running for their about their salaries, and we will be stressed that we will not sell enough, and it won't be that easy. You know, we left the jobs and everything to be independent. If we will have it bigger and we will have our company, we will be dependent. The independence and the freedom will be like, we will lose it. So right now we think like, keep it small. Like, of course it depends like how much you want from your life. Like if you want the 5-star hotels and flying business class and driving Audi, maybe this is not the best store, you know, to sell the jewelry. But if you want to have like, so far, I think we have enough. Like we have enough right now. And if we will have like slightly more, I will be willing.
Yeah, it's this act of balance, and it's this tipping point between you run the business or the business runs you, you know. So if you now have people, a lot of people would say, I want to have my own business, so I will be the boss of my own. But in fact is that when you have 5 or 10 employees, it's now you have 10 bosses, you know, 10 people telling you, I need this and I need that, and I want vacation and I need an increase in salary and so on. So yeah, I mean, it's I love it that you are not running after the bigger business, the more money, but really focus on, as you said, like have fun. You want to enjoy the moment. You're young and you're very fortunate to have the lifestyle that you have.
And also very important is that we have ourselves. Like, of course, that if it will be only me or only Jan, we will need to have someone with us. It's not so easy to do it only by your own. Yeah. But the biggest, but like the big luck is that we are 2 of us. We want to do the same, and we are actually good in the same. And the best thing about it that there's something what I can't do, he knows, and something what he can't do, I know. So it's like a symbiosis. With this, thanks to this, we can do like we do.
Yeah, this cooperation works.
What would you do if there was no couple of cents? Like, what kind of business or career would you pursue?
I would be probably in some IT.
I will be the same in the theater. I worked there like over 10 years, and I was happy. Like I had a good job. Like I was independent. I could travel. I was freelance.
Yeah, I was working 3 years in IBM, and it was enough.
Like that's also the reason. Like we were happy even before. We are happy.
Like
no more open
but really
space.
but I was happy. I had a really good job, and last time some of my friends asked me like if I'm okay that I left because I was working in the small theater. We were all like family. I really like it. It was amazing. I had a good job, good salary, everything. But now it's even better.
But it was also enough.
It was enough. And the important thing what I would like to share with the others is the feeling that I realized how much I was like enough of the work, what I did was in the moment when I left it. I didn't feel it before. I didn't feel desperate, like I should leave, I hate it. But when I left it, I realized like how good it was, like that maybe I was in the point when I was like stuck in one place. And also it was really, really hard that we left, we traveled for 1 year and I came back. The situation was totally different. So it was probably it was not even possible to be back on the start.
But when we were leaving for the 1 year travel, we didn't knew that we will not come back to the work. For me, it was like, I was sure that I will come back to some IT, maybe other kind of company, but I will definitely work from Monday to Friday from 8 till 5. That was I was thinking it will finish like that. But in the end,
because we tried the beach selling, we tried the market in the New Zealand, and we were still, and also the Instagram helped us because it was like big success.
And we also knew that always, whenever it will not work, we can go to and find the work immediately. Like we speak both languages.
The situation in Czech Republic right now, we have the lowest level of unemployment in the European Union. It's like less than 3%. So we were not like stressed.
Yes.
Of course, you can like think like, oh, maybe we will not find friends like before, but we were like not for a single moment I was worried.
Yeah, and I think this is mostly a state of mind because people always worry for like taking a step because they feel like they're risking their job, but no one is homeless. I mean, if you look around you, like the close circle of friends, everyone has jobs, good job. Everyone is like going to restaurants and living good life. You know, we all have times that we struggle, but generally, yeah, there are jobs and there is work out there for anyone who wants. So it's like understanding that, okay, we need to go and travel now. We need to start the business, because if not now, then like when we 40, 50, 60, like never or ever. I absolutely love it. I mean, I'm not surprised that you and I and many others, travelers and nomads that I meet around the world, share these very same values and state of mind. It's always like this. It's always the understanding that you're not gonna be homeless, you're not gonna live on the street, you're good. And if you have this drive to success and to make your life happen, you'll make it. And I absolutely love it. And you know, like we passed the hour now, but your story is amazing and resonates with everything I believe in, and I absolutely love it. I love it that you're not even worried about the future. Like, you know, worst case, we go back home and we find.
It will not help us. It will not help us with the zero thing. Like, if I will be worried, right?
Yeah.
But I will also recommend to people, because right now, after 1 year and a half, we know the situation with the markets. So, what are the markets about? Like, it's in every city. Every bigger city, it's like an independent market with a fashion or whatever, like do-it-yourself things. So we found actually the opportunity that in Prague, it's like a popular thing that you can rent a table. It's normally like 200 euros per 2 days, and you sell somewhere and you show what you want, what you know. And if someone has an idea for anything, it can be a kitchenware, it can be a knitting, it can be jewelry, it can be clothes, it can be anything. If someone is good with something and think I can do this, try. You can try, pay 200 euros per 2 days. You will see the reactions of the people. You will see how it's working. And if your product is good, you will have a success. We see it. We see what people are selling next to us or in the markets. We see what is the situation. We did the markets in Berlin, in Valencia, in Czech Republic, in Slovakia, in Vienna, in Austria. So we have an experience, and we see that if someone knows something and he trusts himself and the product has a good idea, it works.
And so, also sometimes they don't know, but still it works.
Yeah, sometimes the product is like, what? And it works. And it's not only for nomads who wants to work on the road, but the opportunity why we travel right now is that actually the markets are ending with the Christmas season and they are starting in spring. So now we have a period to travel. We have like winter break, which is also good for if someone don't want to be a nomad, but he wants to travel longer or travel better, he can do something like this. So all our friends we know, like who do like a patchwork thing and reporting them, like go and try. But this is the thing, not everyone will.
Exactly.
The opportunities are the same for everyone.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you for just saying it. This is amazing. The opportunities are the same for everyone, and it's really just whether we take action. I was just talking to a guy, like I never met him. He called me to get some help regarding remote work. And I told him like, yeah, just go and apply for these jobs. And he says like, yes, but why would they hire me? Like, I'm not, like, how would they know that I'm good? So he wouldn't apply. And like, the reason I get the jobs that I get is because I try and no one else is trying, because when everybody else says like, there's no chance, I'm just gonna try. So I compete against myself. So, and you know, you don't know me, but my motto in life is say yes. Like I say yes to opportunities and I say yes to everything. I don't turn my back on opportunities. Opportunities are here for a very short time. And if we say no, when we want to have this opportunity again, it won't be there for us. So when the opportunity shows its face, just say yes. Say yes and go for it. We are reaching.
But even if you will try, it will never push you back. It will push you only forward. Like you will learn something. We also did some markets which were totally disaster. Like the one in Valencia, we were like minus 1,000 euros and we were driving 2,000 kilometers back home. But it pushed us. It like we also say when there's some like when there are days which are not success, of course. Like everyone has these days which is like shit. And even though we tell like we are not in debt, We didn't borrow money for this from anyone. So what? Like this money we could lose. So we will earn some other money with some other opportunity.
Yeah, and there's this, you remind me of this beautiful sentence that I like. It says, if it's good, it's wonderful. If it's bad, it's experience. And I'll just do this. I'll put it here as a banner. I absolutely love it. There's nothing bad. Like, it's just experiences and another lessons we get. I have a quick last question for you. Jan, what's your favorite beach around the world?
We were just thinking about it last time.
For me, it will be in Koh Tao in Thailand.
Side-eye.
And what's yours?
Well, mine, if I will not have an information from Jan's parents about the Tulum, I would say Tulum, but I've heard that it's a season of algae, like the sea is full of seagrass and it's everywhere. So I would say then that the beaches in... Yeah, but better is Hawaii. But you know, Hawaii beaches looks amazing on the pictures, but they are not good for swimming because the ocean is too strong and it's too cold. It's like 18 degrees. So it depends if you're asking like for bathing or for viewing the views, because for viewing the views, definitely Hawaii. And
what's next? You mentioned Indonesia, but like what other countries do you plan to visit on this 3-month trip?
Only Indonesia. Like we have it open. We have tickets only to Surabaya, which is the East Java, and we go there tomorrow. And from there we want to go to Bali. It's not a season, but we don't usually have like we don't.
I haven't been in Bali.
You haven't been, and we usually don't pay attention for seasons because I have an experience. Like we both have experience that you can have an amazing holiday even in a rainy season, and so we just go there and we will see. And actually, I think we will stay there for a month and then we will leave. But maybe someone will tell us that we need to go to Myanmar and we will go. We are not really sure.
We need to go back to Bangkok.
And we need to go to, we will end in Bangkok for sure. So we will go back to Thailand just for like 1 week, 2 weeks. We will see how is it.
Perfect.
But yeah, like another recommendation, if someone wants to go to Thailand, go now because it will be ruined in few years, I guess. It's changing a lot, especially the like water life, marine life. I did today the snorkeling and I couldn't believe my eyes how different it is in compared with 7 years ago when I've been here. It's a really, really big difference, which is a part of our life, of course, but we don't treat the mother nature well.
Yeah, this is a sad part of what's going on now with like human beings and global warming and whatever. There is this movie, it's called Chasing Coral. It's from 2017. It speaks exactly about like marine life and the corals, and it's interesting to see and learn how big of an impact we have on nature and how we're losing so much of the marine lives and corals. So I don't want to get started on Bali because I absolutely love Bali, and it's one of my most amazing destinations. Not just because the place is beautiful, but you'll find an amazing community over there of like-minded people, very open-minded, very self-made people. So I'm sure you'll have a blast over there. And if any of my followers and members in the community happen to be in Indonesia, in Bali, give a shout out to Couple of Cent, write them over, I guess, Instagram or Facebook, because it worked for me. Go see their business, buy a jewelry and talk to them, like amazing story, and always nice to make new friends. And we're past the time, like it's 1 hour 15, and I thank you for staying through the technical hurdles at the beginning, and thank you the viewers for being with us and listening to us. Jan and Lenka, if there is anything else you just would like to, like a message to the world before we conclude our call?
I would like to ask you, Dean, what is your favorite beach?
Well, that's a great question. To be honest, I'm more of a city guy, but my favorite beach would be, I would go with Tel Aviv, my hometown.
We've been there and we like it.
Yeah, we've been there, we like it.
Tel Aviv it has everything you want besides cheap drinks.
Falafel.
Yeah.
We like falafel.
But yeah, I love Tel Aviv is great going there as a tourist. It's amazing, and the beach is good. So and there is a good sand there. It's a real yeah.
And we have this Tel Aviv in our collection, so we are supporting our sales. From March, we are available for orders of Tel Aviv. We also have that in Mosada, and so we have like more places.
So you've been or you're going to go? You plan to go? Amazing.
Thank you very much for your invitation. It was a pleasure to join you for the talk.
Jan and Lenka, couple of sand, thank you very much. It's been pleasure speaking to you. It's been inspiring talking to you. I wish you happy travels, and I wish you much luck with your business, and keep inspiring, keep selling, keep enjoying life, keep being simple, and focus on this like having fun state of mind. Hopefully we will get to meet in person somewhere around the world. I mean, I'm sure we will overlap again at some point.
Exactly.
Thank you very much for invitation, and have a nice time. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you for saying yes. Go explore. Viewers, listener, thank you very much for being with us on DN Talks episode number 2. Stay tuned for what's next, and say yes, go explore. Happy travels. Thank you, and see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Ciao, bye.